Hello and what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today we got a knife here from Kizer. We're going to cut to the chase. I'll have this one linked down below if you guys are interested in checking it out. We're looking at the drop bear utility. It is an Azo design. Same, of course, guy who designed the drop bear and the drop bear 2. SK5 and 5CR15 blades. So we have multiple steel blades. We have the acrylic handle, which I'm actually a fan of. And of course, it does have the clutch lock. Those utility blades are going to be 2.74 inches. So let's get in here. This Kizer's new packaging, innovation, respect, and sharing. And here we go. We got some WORKPRO utility blades, and we got quite the collection there. We have a good number of them, as a matter of fact. Check that out. Thick on the blade right there. A good row of utility blades from WORKPRO. That is nice. So it's a collaboration here. WORKPRO is another Asian, right, overseas manufacturer of tools as well. So that's good to see. And it's actually in a nice little packet right here. So nice to be able to store away and whatnot. Of course, we got Chinese, my native tongue. And you can work professional with WORKPRO SK5 61 millimeters, 10 pieces. There you go. I was going to strain my eyes and squint really hard, but yeah, 10 pieces there. And of course, here is the knife, ladies and gentlemen. We got the typical stuff, paperwork right here, wiping cloth sticker. We have a replacement, right, tweezers and toothpick, which is nice, and some additional hardware with Omega springs. I mean, Kizer does it really well with, you know, all the hardware you could possibly need. Omega springs to replace. I mean, yeah, if you're going to get a crossbar lock, Kizer's got you covered there with all the replacement parts if you were to need one. Even to this day, I'm still yet to break an Omega spring, so we'll talk more about that in a moment, but I absolutely love me some crossbar lock knives. The Kizer clutch lock being one of my favorites. So let's go ahead and cut to the chase here. All right, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the utility drop bear, right? First impressions, I gotta tell you, man, this acrylic handle, I'm a huge fan of. I gotta tell you, probably, yeah, I'm just gonna say, I like it a lot more than Ultim, right? I definitely do like it a lot more than Ultim. And, you know, the PP scales, right, with the yellow and all that, you know, they grew on me. They definitely grew on me a lot, but the acrylic right here, this is something else entirely, and I absolutely love it. It is my kind of plays into my monochrome aesthetic sort of vibe, which I absolutely love with knives. I'm more of a monochrome aesthetics kind of guy. The other cool thing is transparent. Obviously, you can see all the liners inside. We can see the Omega spring. I mean, it's never been easier than ever to showcase the clutch bar. The clutch lock, right? It is a crossbar with different little holes, and that way you can choose if you want more tension or less tension on your crossbar experience. I think it's set to default to the most tension, and then you can loosen tension up if you go for one of these further back holes. And same thing on the other side. Again, never had an issue with an Omega spring break on me or anything like that. We do have, you know, the party trick, which is the different. Got the toothpick and the tweezers right here. Very Swiss Army Victorinox style feature right there. Deep pocket carry clip, which is reversible, of course, as you would expect. It is, after all, an ambidextrous friendly knife. So let's go ahead and deploy this thing. I'm going to go thumb stud deployment here, and bam. All right, check that out. So absolutely loving the collaboration here with WORKPRO and Kizer. And this should be pretty much the standard size for any razor blade or what have you, as far as these replaceable ones. So that's a good thing right there. We have pretty much the skeleton that holds the blade in place, and you can see the whole housing and everything for the razor blade itself. You do lose a little bit of this edge right here, and that's understandable. A little bit for protection there of the finger. Forward choke position, right, which is pretty good. Looks like we have 2 T8 screws right there, which hold the blade in place. So it should be not necessarily a fast replacement, but it's definitely a very secure replacement, right? With 2 screws instead of 1, you definitely have a lot more stability, and it's being held in place right here with this little tab. This portion right here kind of holds it in place, so you know that utility blade is not going anywhere anytime soon. So multiple areas to anchor it and obviously secure it in place, which is nice. We also have good amount of jimping in this portion here, even a bit of jimping in the front, which again, the standard grip, I mean, the ergos and the drop bear are really, really good. Let me zoom out so you guys can see it better. Standard hammer grip here feels really good on hand. We said we can forward choke again for more control. The nice little drop section right here, right, helps a bit because I could do this grip, or I could put my thumb here. That feels nice. Can even put my thumb right here as well, and it gets really comfortable that way. It's also pretty lightweight, as you would imagine. And of course, with the ability to replace a blade, I mean, this thing the capability and usability of this thing is through the roof. So that's a great thing. As far as the actual experience, it still deploys and closes just as you would expect. So that's nice right there. I wonder though, you know, as I use the knife some more, if you're able to, you know, how the pocket lint and all that is gonna gather around in the liner area. This is probably one that you want to keep very clean inside. You know, blow some air in there every now and then to keep it clean. Otherwise, you'll start seeing the pocket lint through the acrylic scales. But again, the micro milling on here definitely helps with the grip, no doubt about it. And I'm willing to put up with the extra maintenance of cleaning it because I do dig the aesthetics here quite a bit. This is definitely my wheelhouse, my cup of tea, if you would, my rodeo. So yeah, very, very comfortable. Pocket clip is also comfortable, feels great on hand. Nice and great for long-term cutting. I know people use razor blades like these in construction, like cutting drywall or what have you, right? They definitely come handy for that. The idea here is you're gonna use a lot of its life and then, you know, switch it around for a brand new one. So you get 10 out of the box, and of course you can buy more as you wish. I'll also link these in the description if you want to, you know, buy replacements and whatnot. Now, if you end up using the forward piece of the razor blade more than the back piece, pretty sure you can just simply swap it around, like do a whole 180 and turn it around, and then use this bit right here as well. So you can definitely use basically the entire life or as much life out of the blade as you possibly can. So thumb deployment is good, reverse flick is good as you would expect here. So all of those are good. Of course, we can deploy using the clutch lock, aka crossbar lock as well. It is going to be on ball bearings. So it's going to be a very smooth action there, right? Good movement. Sandwich construction with 3 standoffs. So there we go. They went 3 standoffs. What's interesting is we have 2 of the hardware is outside, and one of them is actually underneath, right, beneath the acrylic scale. That's an interesting decision right there, how they did that, right? These 2 are outside. This one is right underneath. So yeah, we know it definitely has the ergos. It has the capability, the functionality. Let me go ahead and give you some size comparisons here for perspective, just so you know. Here is the regular OG Kizer drop bear folder with the clutch lock. You can see the size different. Obviously, that is a permanent blade, so, you know, it's just more of your traditional folding knife. Also on the fixed blade end of things, right, we have the new Fixie or drop bear fixed blade. I mean, can you tell that the drop bear is one of their most popular models? Because truthfully it is, right? It comes in all blade shapes and forms and sizes and all kinds of handle materials and premium versions, budget versions, you name it. So somewhere in between, it actually slides in between the regular size drop bear and the new fixed blade, as you can see. Rapid fire here, some of the typical EDC knives in the channel we compared to. There's your PM2 and Para 3. So it's going to be shorter than the Para 3, as you can see. Here's the Demko AD 20.5 and the Kunwu Chad. And can you see what I mean with monochromatic knives? These are some of my favorite premium folders right there. I mean, these are definitely going to be a larger size, no doubt. Here's the Civivi Vision FG, highly recommendable budget EDC knives. Here's the Kizer Militaw as well, right? I have content on all these knives here in the channel, and I have them all linked down below if you guys want to check out prices, availability, and variants as well. And last but not least, the CJRB Pyrite Light and the Vosteed Porcupine. So again, this guy is going to be a little bit on the smaller size. If I can get you a quick measurement right here, we're looking at 6.75, right? So under 7 inches, 6 3/4. So yeah, when it comes to EDC, it definitely has really good size for. I mean, I know I get a lot of comments a lot of times from people who are like, Miguel, we like the big knives. Where the big knives at? But you know, a lot of times you don't really need for EDC a much bigger blade than this, and that argument can be made, and we can play devil's advocate all day. But go ahead and let me know in the comments what length blade or cutting path do you prefer for EDC, while we go ahead and get scientific with it here, right? Getting the 5x zoom for the paper cutting. I mean, you know, I mean, it's a razor blade or utility blade, so obviously it's going to cut really nicely, and I mean, it should hold an edge. It should hold an edge for a decent amount of time. You're probably wondering, is it going to hinder the performance, right, when you cut through the material, especially with this section right over here getting all of a sudden, you know, much thicker than the blade itself. So we're about to find out. For actual paper, it is actually not an issue at all, clearly. All right, so it's actually going through that paper, right, very well, no issues. But then if you're cutting some cardboard, let's say, right, cutting the single wall piece of cardboard at a diagonal angle like this for better performance, There you go. So what will happen is you'll probably carry the cut at this angle. You probably wouldn't try to go like that, because then you actually hit the cardboard against the actual frame of, you know, what holds the blade in this case. So you will go more of an angle like this, and that way you can carry that cut all the way out. And with this one being so slim, right, razor blade, doesn't matter if you do it at an angle or not, it will cut it no matter what. So I mean, there you go, right? Surprise, surprise. I mean, did anybody have any doubts that this thing was going to cut paper or cardboard? Truth is, right, it definitely destroyed it like a champ, as you would expect. You guys rate that performance in the comments. 10 being the sharpest. You all let me know. We got two pull tabs right here. It's very easy to kind of get your nail and pull them out like that. As such, here we go. This first one is going to be a pair of tweezers. If you need to pick up a splinter or something, right, there you go. Those are your tweezers. And then the next one here is going to be a toothpick, right? If this is going to be your personal knife and you want to utilize this as your toothpick, or otherwise a fine point for some specific task, you know, you're trying to get some gum out of somewhere, or just kind of use this fine point for some specific task, then you absolutely can. It's actually bent in a way so it stays in place and it doesn't come out on its own. It does require a significant amount of pull force to get it out of there, but there you go, sliding it back in place. And same thing here with the tweezers. Bada bing, bada boom. Yep. Very nice feature to have. I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts on this, guys. Is it a gimmick, or is it actually something you see yourself using on your day-to-day life? You all let me know. So here's an interesting fact. This here is the last utility blade I remember buying here. I bought this 2016 sometime. So needless to say, this thing is about almost 10 years old. And I was doing some work on rearranging some wires, doing some electrical work. I'm not an electrician, but I was just DIYing some, you know, making some holes on drywall and cutting new drywall. So this came in handy. It is a backlock, all right? So it definitely has that. Is definitely rock solid, great ergos with this one and things, you know, and everything as you would expect. I mean, it gets the job done. I mean, I didn't necessarily, I guess now in retrospect, I didn't know any better, but this one is a tip down carry with no tension whatsoever on that pocket clip. So I don't know if it came like that, if it was due to use, but yeah, this thing is, you know, got aluminum handles and a solution back here for your lanyard and whatnot. But yeah, as far as deployment, you got the one thumb stud. I mean, it's better if you just do it two-handed more than anything. One thing I'll give it though is the ease of replacement with this one. You don't need any additional hardware or anything, or tools or anything like that. You just pull back on this little spring-loaded switch right here and open this guy like that to the side, and then take out your blade, you know, and then maybe move it around, right? I know that's something that we typically do with knives. Another with utility knives. And then the other thing to keep in mind too is notice how much blade you actually have on this one available. And by the way, most people use utility blades in this manner. You use about half of the blade and then you turn it 180 and use the other half. You actually get a lot more access to the blade with this setup here on the Kizer utility drop bear. Right, so look at that. That's something to keep in mind. Again, we're mainly just comparing and contrasting, but I will give this one some points for the ease of use, right? I've never had any issues with this thing, you know, becoming undone or, you know, disassembling or something on me. It has this little hook right here, which actually clips in place, and yeah, that's not moving or going anywhere at all. So it definitely gets some points there for ease of manipulation, whereas with the drop bear, I will have to get my T8 bits. I'm going to use the old knife Oracle D1 here for just grab a quick TA bit. And let's go ahead and maybe, here's one thing. Let's try safety first. Maybe try doing it while it's close, perhaps. Is that possible? Yeah, let me do that really quick. So there we go. Yeah, we'll run into the liner. So best done open, Miguel. I mean, I was just curious. I just wanted to test it out. So take off one, take off the other. And there we go. So you can easily just go ahead and swap the blade. So it's just the additional step, not that it takes a whole lot longer or anything like that. So that's mainly the only thing, right? So not that complicated, still doable, but you know, it's not necessarily as quick of a replacement as it is on this Husky one. But long story short, if you want to compare apples to apples, size-wise, yes, it's pretty much a standard utility blade. Is there any difference in size, perhaps? I mean, don't mind the extra rust, and maybe that's too zoomed in, maybe something like this. Yeah, pretty similar size right there, provided the fine tips on this used blade have left the chat from use, clearly. But yeah, you get the idea here. Same mechanism with the two cutouts and whatnot. So if I wanted to say, use this WORKPRO, it's a universal design, use it on the Husky one, I could, and vice versa. So there you go. We know it's that universal kind. I wanted to do the quick takeout or disassembly of the blade just to show you guys what that looks like. Mounting it back on should be a fairly simple process. Put it in there. All right, the holes actually have like a circle going on around it, which helps with the lineup process. And then, you do kind of have to fiddle a little bit here with the screws. But, T8, big hardware. I'm glad they didn't do T6. And yes, it's easy as inserting. A little bit of patience goes a long way. I'll just say that. So there we go, sir. Fall in place. Thank you. Using my nail to guide it in place. There we go. Present one screw. Put the other one on. And then now we're going to tighten it up. Nothing crazy. A little bit of torque. Not trying to strip it or anything. There we go. And we are good to go, ladies and gentlemen. So let me know your thoughts on that, right? Do you prefer this mechanism? Would something like this been a little bit better, right, of an implementation, right? You guys let me know in the comments. Now, I can definitely see a benefit here, right? If you work at the job site and you got a buddy who's always stealing your blades, because it's so easy to grab your tool and, swap it out and, take out your blade and swap it for a crappy one. If you got friends like that, you already know, right? Put that in the comments, right? People at the job site and whatnot, they might want to do you like that. But with this one requiring, an extra tool, right? You got to get your T8 bit with a screwdriver. Perhaps your friend may not be as inclined to steal your your razor blades as much. So I'm again just kind of thinking in a realistic scenario. If you got friends like that, you know what's up. So this one here requires a few extra steps. Again, not complicated, but it may deter. It may keep your friends from taking your stuff. How about that? Right, borrowing it indefinitely, aka stealing your blades. Well, there you have it, guys. That is the drop bear utility from Kizer. I mean, absolutely digging it here. Ease of manipulation, ambidextrous friendly. I mean, I didn't show you my left hand skills, but you already know, right? I got zero dexterity on my left hand, and if I can do this, that means all my lefties out there are going to be able to enjoy this thing with that deep pocket reversible clip right there. And I mean, this thing is actually very, very affordable, and it looks pretty premium. And it's going to be a long-lasting tool, right? Kizer knives, they definitely last. They're built well. Good quality through and through, right? No like imperfections and issues here and there and stuff like that. So definitely let me know your thoughts on this one, guys. What do you like about it? What do you love about it? Is there anything you dislike about it? Let me know, and let's hang out in the comment section down below. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.